That's 20, 20, perfect.
Ya, la segunda altura. Vamos nomás, no vamos a perder el fondo por ellos. Chicos, vamos, let's go. El fondo está agarrando altura. El fondo no estuvo ahí.
This is the biggest.
How do you find a room? Where did you see it? That one?
Mama, basta mama sikat sila. Mama. Yeah, yeah.
Son casas de Chicago.
¿No lo has visto ya? ¿Lo has visto de eso?
Así está mirando.
Bagus sekali, Ma. Ma.
No, pero ¿sabes cuál es el más?
Gitu loh. Hai. Ini ada burungnya di belakang Mama. Ini dia datang nih. Datang nih. Ya.
Please, no miró por fin.
¿Has visto ahora?
Antioquia.
¿De cuántos años? ¿De 40 años? 48 años. Esto no había nada de esto. Acá al burro lo chapan, le comen, está un montón de aquí antes.
Why? Because the Spanish, remember, no founded never Machu Picchu city. There is no evidence about the Spanish arriving to this sacred city. Good news. lucky for us. So friends, there are no chroniclers telling us some informations about the history of this. So a North American person named Hiram Bingham was the first who came to here in 1911, who took the name of that to call this one also as a Machu Picchu. So it means since 1911 to nowadays the world knew perfectly about this as a Machu Picchu. But until that, mostly local people knew perfectly about this place. But the Peruvian government, imagine, was not be sure about this. Interestingly, just the local people knew who for us were the real discoverer of this city, I think. Hiram Bingham for
is
us
that
means
how he discovered it? He
Sure.
heard it from local people.
scientific discoverer of this, I think, is Hiram Bingham, but the real discoverer of this were the local people, who were farmers, who were Quichuas, who were not archaeologists, who were just local people, person who couldn't understand not too much about the importance of this archaeological site. So imagine, friends, this expedition of Bingham came here as well as an accidentally, because this person was looking for another space, another place named Vilcabamba, which was the last refuge of the Incas. This space is in the west side of this city. There is about, in miles, about 27 miles, or in kilometers means about 50 kilometers long, as a fly of Condor, the location of the last refuge of the Incas. That Hiram Bingham was looking for that, but not exactly this. So it means that the Binghams arriving here was by accident. This expedition came here walking by the canyon of the river from Ollantaytambo, following a pedestrian way that had been before for the local people, asking bit by bit to the occasionally local people who spoke Quechua. Of course, had been a translator in this group to ask some information in Quechua. Finally, they arrived to the bottom, finding a local family who knew about this, who gave to Bingham the real information of this city, who received a good tip for that as well. How much was that? 1 sol. Yes, friends, with 1 sol, Bingham's expedition came to here exactly on July 24 in 1911, 101 years ago. But what big surprise for him, because on this city as well were found 2 more families, 2 first residents living here in Machu Picchu City. They were Quichuas, farmers, being here until the investigations. I told you they were the real discoverer of this city. They couldn't understand not too much, friends, about this place. What about the view of this city in 1911? Looks like that? Not exactly. All of this was into the forest, all covered with vegetations, overground. This city is coming from the 15th century of our area. I mean, just 100 years before the Spanish was building Machu Picchu City. It was during the Incas' classical period of the Incas, right? During his reign, during Pachacutec government. Pachacutec is the name of the 9th king, the best of the best kingdoms that have been during the Incas history. For us means like Alexander the Great in the Occident. It's the same characteristic. Pachacutec, during his reign, was building Machu Picchu, and as well the Incas way. But a question, why these people choose this place? According to our cosmovision, friends, for us, for the Quechua people, to be on the top is a privilege. To be on here means to be close to the dirt level, spiritual place, sun, moon, stars, constellations. Means to be close these mountains as well, that for us means deities, protectors, named Apu. Apu means God. So Huayna Picchu is an Apu, local protector of this population. And as well Machu Picchu is another Apu. Snows, glaciers that we have in all South America are deities, protectors. So they wanted to be as close as possible to their divinities. Also for us, doesn't matter to be on the top, it's our habitat, No problem, we can walk up and down easily, see the top of Huayna Picchu. There are buildings, as well people. In the moment there are people now. Look at that, smiling as I think. Also, interestingly, the people walk it easily to get everywhere. Why these people choose the top to build something? Why Machu Picchu City as well is on the top? Why not in the bottom? Why Cusco City is in the highland? Why Cusco is not in Lima, actual capital of Peru? Friends, remember, for us, to be on the top is a privilege. No problem. Friends, what does mean in conclusion Machu Picchu City? According to investigations, all those artifacts that were found in Liberia's group, for example, all those have mostly relation with a peaceful life. There is no evidence about weapons. no army, no military building. So this is a Pacific city for a Pacific people. Peaceful life city, spiritual, intellectual, and administrative purpose city. Holy place for a holy people. You see? Mostly for intellectuals probably. Actually we have a good theory of the historians telling us that probably was like University Machu Picchu. A space to keep mostly intellectuals who were temporary citizens, who came here as scholars by the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu, who learning some knowledge back to their home after that. I mean, not living forever. So that is the reason why Dinga's group found mostly adult skeletons in Machu Picchu City, few children. So it's a good conclusion that Machu Picchu mostly was for intellectuals. Sacred and secret as well. I mean, just the holy people knew about this city in that time, but the common people couldn't know never. So I think this was the reason why the Spanish, remember, no founded never Machu Picchu. So in conclusion, this is a very good example for us to have an idea how was the life in this original Inca city. I mean, there is no intervention of the Spanish in the destruction of this city. There are mostly erosion than destructions. Erosion of the nature, plants, animals, rain affected a lot to the city.
So Spanish never found it?
No, never. So the archaeologists repair it, of course, following the same way. How was that? I mean, restoration than reconstruction. Because reconstruction is when any worker, any person, not having techniques, not having scientific ways, rebuild the wall. For example, that roof is a good idea to understand how was the roof originally. Thatch roof. And the lama is below. As well, the lama is native. Look at it, it's exposing now. Take pictures. Together with the building with the roof. That's very nice. All right, take. Remember, friends, talking about the llamas?
Some.
Those animals used to be here.
He's right there. Oh, he's coming.
The archaeologists, you will see later more llamas, don't worry. The archaeologists, remember, found mostly llama bones in Machu Picchu City. Approved to say that had been here llamas, but no alpacas. I remember about 6 years ago, had been here an experimentation bringing 2 alpacas to Machu Picchu. But these 2 alpacas not supported the temperature because the location of this is in cloud forest, much warmer than Cusco City. So these alpacas died after 6 months.
Oh.
But the llamas, no problem, they used to be here. Just custom to be here, in this same tropical place.
Do you know when you talk about high up, on the height of the mountains and feeling near to God and all that, it's the same with churches. They have very high
Sure.
buildings, as if they're reaching up to the skies. It's
Of
the same
course,
sort of thing,
they were
isn't it?
mostly very interested in the spiritual part. They wanted to understand, I mean the astronomers, they wanted to know, what about the sun? Pachacutec, as a very important king, asked by himself, saying, if the sun is our God, why the cloud goes to the sun? Why
Yeah.
the sun was swallowed by the ocean in the afternoon? Why the lightning? Why the rainbow? He needs many informations of astronomy, of engineering, medicine, etc. Having this information, this knowledge, this government was getting powerful to conquer easily to other ethnies.
Terbuka nggak belakangnya?
Having, for example, who is going to
Lihat
be in
buka.
eclipse, right? It's interesting detail that this was as intellectual place, trying to be as high as possible. Look at up there, buildings on the Huayna Picchu mountain means a lookout, an observatory. There are terraces, as you can see. As well, there is a house, which is the caretaker house. To be on the top means to see to 360 degrees around this space. It's impressive points to go over there. Good option, but not today, I think. Next time, maybe, friends. No time for you.
What is the temperature at night in the
Talking about the temperature, remember the location of this city is in the cloud forest. It means that we are exactly in 2 big sections, 2 big regions, mountains and jungle. So the temperature here is changeable. But the average one in a year is 20 degrees Celsius in the middle, this space. But on the upper is about 15. but down there is over 25 degrees Celsius.
Oh.
Interestingly, they took advantage of the temperature microclimates to grow in several crops from several places. In the bottom, for example, it was possible to grow in coca. Coca is medicine. Don't confuse, please. Right? Coca, what else? Squash, yucca, peanuts, Andean tomatoes, beans, avocados, passion fruit. So in the middle, cereals, quinoa, kiwicha, maize. On the top, potatoes. And as well, remember, into this city, you will see later, there is a small greenhouse in space to have experimentations with agriculture. So what does mean that this city was self-sufficient city?